Have you ever wondered what it looks like when history is made right before our very eyes? Today, we're diving into a landmark event in Australia, a moment that has been described as both the end of a long struggle and the very beginning of a new chapter. We're talking about the signing of Victoria's first ever treaty with its Aboriginal people. This isn't just about a piece of paper. It's about two worlds meeting in respect, a partnership between the oldest living culture on Earth and modern democratic institutions. So, what does this treaty actually mean? Who was involved? And what happens next? Let's unpack this historic moment together. On a significant Thursday morning at Government House, a powerful ceremony took place. Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen, alongside the co-chairpersons of the First People's Assembly of Victoria, Ingara Murray and Reuben Berg, put pen to paper. They signed the agreement, which was then given royal assent by the state's governor, Margaret Gardner, officially making it law. This wasn't just a formality. It was a deeply symbolic act. Cheers even echoed through the state parliament when the legislation passed just weeks before. Premier Allen called it the start of a new chapter in Victoria's story, something that many people once thought was completely impossible to achieve. She spoke of the treaty as a partnership, a recognition that ancient systems of law and modern democracy can not only coexist but stand side by side in mutual respect. So, what does this new law, the Treaty Authority, and other treaty elements Bill 2022 actually do? At its core, it gives the First People's Assembly of Victoria expanded powers, establishing it as the official voice for Aboriginal Victorians in matters of government. This means the government now has a legal obligation to consult with the Assembly on any new laws or policies that affect Aboriginal communities. This is a game changer. The Assembly is a democratically elected body, chosen by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in Victoria. It's completely independent from the government, ensuring its voice is authentic and uninfluenced by political pressures. To symbolize this independence and its integral new role, the Assembly will even operate from a dedicated room right within Parliament House. It's a physical representation of its place at the heart of Victorian democracy. Now, one of the most fascinating aspects of this treaty framework is its two-tiered approach. While it creates a statewide agreement that applies to everyone, it also specifically empowers local traditional owner groups to negotiate their own, more specific treaties. This is incredibly important because it acknowledges that the needs, histories, and aspiration of different Aboriginal nations across Victoria are unique. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. This flexibility allows for self-determination at a grassroots level, enabling communities to address their specific concerns and secure agreements that are truly meaningful to them. This dual structure is designed to build a future that respects both the collective identity of Aboriginal Victorians and the distinct sovereignty of individual nations. This treaty didn't just appear out of thin air. It's the result of years, even generations, of advocacy and hard work. Reuben Berg, one of the Assembly's co-chairs, made a powerful point during the ceremony. He gave thanks to all the people who fought for this moment, acknowledging that the path to treaty was paved by the efforts of those who came before. He also noted that this puts Victoria on equal footing with other Commonwealth countries, like Canada and New Zealand, which have long had treaties with their Indigenous peoples. Berg emphasized the weight of this moment, saying, "Words are cheap, but these words now in a treaty in legislation. These words cannot disappear." This isn't just a promise, it's a legally binding commitment. And he made it clear the Assembly will work tirelessly to ensure the government delivers on everything set out in this process. The journey to this point was also shaped by a crucial, and often painful, process of truth-telling. The treaty negotiations followed the York Justice Commission, an inquiry that laid bare the systemic injustices and mistreatment Aboriginal people have faced since colonization. This process wasn't about assigning blame. It was about establishing a shared, factual understanding of history. It was about listening to the stories of trauma, dispossession, and resilience that have been ignored for far too long. By confronting this difficult past, The state created the necessary foundation upon which a genuine partnership could be built. The treaty is, in many ways, a direct response to the truths that were revealed, a commitment to do better, and to forge a relationship based on honesty and justice. Governor Margaret Gardner also highlighted the democratic significance of the treaty. She described it not just as an agreement between the government and the assembly, but as an expression of the will of the Victorian people. It is a testament to what a modern parliamentary democracy can achieve when it chooses to confront its history and work towards reconciliation. It represents a collective decision by the state to move forward together. The public celebration planned for December is a chance for all Victorians to come together and mark this historic achievement, reinforcing the idea that this treaty belongs to everyone and is a milestone for the entire community. However, the path forward isn't without its challenges. The state's coalition opposition has publicly stated that it does not support the treaty. They've vowed to repeal the legislation if they win the next state election in 2026. This introduces a significant element of political uncertainty. The opposition argues for a different approach. Nationals MP Melina Bath, the opposition spokesperson for Aboriginal Affairs, has said their focus is on closing the gap in areas like health, education, and employment. She proposes creating a standalone body that would be overseen by a government minister, rather than the independent, self-determined model established by the treaty. This political division means the future of the treaty could hinge on the outcome of the next election, and the First Peoples Assembly will likely face the ongoing task of demonstrating the treaty's value and effectiveness in creating tangible, positive change for Aboriginal communities. Proponents of the treaty argue that closing the gap and treaty are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they are deeply connected. The idea is that you can't effectively close the gap without addressing the underlying structural issues, and that's precisely what treaty aims to do, by giving Aboriginal people a direct say in the policies that affect their lives, by empowering self-determination, and by building a relationship based on respect and partnership. The treaty process itself is seen as the most effective way to achieve better outcomes. It is about moving from a system where the government makes decisions, asterisk for asterisk Aboriginal people, to a system where they make decisions asterisk with asterisk Aboriginal people as equals. So, what are the next steps? With the statewide framework in place, the focus will now shift to the negotiation of those local treaties with traditional owner groups. This will be a complex and detailed process, as each group defines its priorities and negotiates agreements that reflect its unique culture, country, and aspiration. The First Peoples Assembly will play a crucial role in supporting these groups and ensuring the government negotiates in good faith. This is where the real, on-the-ground work begins. It's a long-term project, a marathon, not a sprint. The signing of the bill was the firing of the starting gun, and now the real race to create a more just and equitable future for Victoria begins. This is a story that will continue to unfold over the coming years, and it's one we should all be watching. It's a test of our democracy, a testament to the resilience of the world's oldest living culture, and a bold step towards a new kind of future. What happened in Victoria is more than just a local news story. It's a historic moment for Australia and a powerful example of reconciliation in action. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible development. If you found this interesting, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives. We'll see you next time.